Okay, I want to show you guys how to generate all of your different trig functions for all of your primary angles. So we're going to start with our triangle. We're going to make the angle theta. We're going to make the one leg x, and we're going to make the other leg y. And we're going to have a hypotenuse of 2. And by choosing a hypotenuse of 2, things are going to get really easy. So we set up a chart where we have all of our angles. We have a column for x and a column for y. And in the x column, when our angle is 0, we'd have an x value of 2. This entire line would be along the x-axis, and the y would be 0. From here, the pattern for y is you start with 0, and then it would be radical 1, radical 2, radical 3, radical 4. You've now hit 90 degrees. The entire line would now be along the y-axis, and you'd have no x. The x values will start at radical 4 and go radical 3, radical 2, radical 1. Once we're here, we go down. We're going to start at radical 4, and we get radical 3, radical 2, radical 1, 0. Okay, here, x, we're going to be in the second quadrant, which would have negative x values, so that would be negative 1, negative radical 2, negative radical 3, negative radical 4. Then we go into the third quadrant, which is going to be negative for both. So this would be negative 1, negative radical 3. You can continue this pattern all the way till you get 360. So how would we use this? Let's say we had sine of 150 degrees. As you know, sine is y over hypotenuse, opposite over hypotenuse. So you just go to the 150, you pull out your y value, and sine of 150 should be 1/2. You can do it for anything. So if you wanted to do secant of, let's say, 60 degrees, secant, as you guys know, is the hypotenuse over the adjacent. So for 60 degrees, the x value is 1, so your secant of 60 is 2. You could figure out any angle, any of the primary angles, their trig functions, using this chart.